How's it going, guys? Arto here, and today I'm bringing you an interesting video. I was actually browsing through Reddit and I found this. This guy is just saying, I just can't get past silver. Any advice? op.gg linked. Obviously, I was very intrigued and I definitely wanted to check it out. I'm gonna be checking in the op.gg and as well just checking out one of his games just to get to show guys everything that I've been talking about, because as you guys can see, silver, it's an elo where fundamentals are key, right? You don't need a lot of things as long as you got your fundamentals done on any lane. It doesn't have to be mid jungle or support. As long as you have your fundamentals down, you should be more than good to go. And I feel like this is good because it just gets to showcase everything that I've been explaining throughout my other hundreds of videos. So if you like this type of content, please like and subscribe. Let me know if you want more. And yeah, let's get right into it. Obviously, he links to op.gg here. So first thing, let me just read this. I've been a silver player for my past 2-3 seasons, which is basically development of bad habits. And I play a lot of games. I feel like I'm usually the carry, I win my lane a lot and come out of lane fed more often than not. Obviously, you can already see that he is a really good early game player, but he's really bad at pushing his leads, which is not good. Obviously, this has to be with the mid game, which is again one of the hardest things to understand and to play out as you're playing. So, but hitting this variant in silver for so long is starting to demotivate me. I feel like there's so many games with enters, flamers, and AFKs, which is completely fine. At least 35% of your games should be with those. And even if I'm playing good, I can't force win every single game and climb, especially when my elo gain is like 15. Elo gains are fine. This will get fixed as long as you get so you can fix your gameplay, so it's completely fine. People say to just hard carry yourself out of these ranks, and if you look at my op.gg, I do, but still stuck in silver. No, you don't, my good sir, because if you're still here, it means that you're not carrying yourself out. You're still here. What do you mean? So obviously, I saw that, and I definitely wanted to get inclined towards his op.gg. And the first thing I always check is the CS numbers. Guys, you can already see it here. This guy is having 180 CS at 35 minutes. This is basically 5 CS per minute throughout the whole game, which is a really bad sign already. You should keep around 8 to 9 CS per minute at all times during the game. I know that this is not easy, but then I'm going to be explaining how and later on the video. So another thing, he's dying a lot, obviously. Well, you're a rengar, so you cannot be expecting that he doesn't die too much. But then again, he's a rengar, so he's kind of dying a lot. Obviously, KDA on the lower end. Obviously, coin flippy games, which definitely lets me, it gets to show everything that he's saying. But then again, it gets to show everything that we've been explaining. This is the typical case of the guy who already knows how to play his champion, but doesn't know how to play the game. So again, fundamentals of the game. Remember, guys, 2-step process. Get an advantage, and then push your advantage. Use that advantage towards going for objectives. This is as simple as League of Legends goes. Yes, there are many things throughout this process between 15 to 30 minutes that you have to be taking into account. Not getting ganked, jungle tracking, vision warding, minimap awareness, lane awareness, decision making. Like, all of these things come throughout, but at the end of the day, we're in silver. You don't have to expect a lot of these players. So at the end of the day, silver 3, you don't have to worry too much about that. And we already see that you are very good at this. You're already very good at getting an advantage. But what happens after you get that? It's what's going to make or break your gameplay, my good sir. So the main issue that we need to be working around is pushing that lead into objectives. So in this video, I'm definitely not going to be focusing on your early game, because at the end of the day, I guess that for your silver elo, you should be more than fine. So we're going to go over the mid game at this point, which is basically when you use that advantage towards going for objectives. And this is basically the main thing that we're going to be seeing. So I was very intrigued to confirm my theory, because at the end of the day, this is a very stereotypical type of player. Either they're very good at the mid game and they're bad at early game, and they're very bad at the mid game, or they're very bad at the early game and then they're very definitely good at the mid game. So It just depends on what you want to be focusing on. So obviously he plays a lot of rengar. At this point I would just say that he's a one-trick pony rengar, so this is why it doesn't impress me that he knows a lot how to get advantages during the early game. Obviously some stuff that we need to be working around, obviously CS numbers. You need to keep track of your CS numbers at all times in the game. People think that it's only laning phase where people would go with 10 CS per minute. At 10 minutes they would have like 100 CS, and then in 20 minutes they would go like, hey, I have the same 100 CS. What happened? Is like, bro, what happened there? You should be having 200 on the way that you were going here. But hey, I was fighting a lot. Okay, then go 180, 190. You cannot be going 100 at the same time frame, because that's not working for you. At least you're getting weaker, you're falling behind, even if you don't know that. So after that, we already know that he knows a lot of rengar. So the things that I like to check when I'm gonna go into a game is check for threats, right? You know, rengar, he's a very good 1v1 champion. He is an assassin or a bruiser, depending on how you build it. Obviously, for the game that I'm gonna be showing here, I think it's gonna be this. It's gonna be this 28, 10, and 6 game. Obviously, this is a game that I feel like you should have definitely won, and you can definitely see the threats here, right? You know, he built bruiser, so it's gonna be really hard for them to kill him in a sense in a 1v1 setup. So as you can see here, Jax, you're going to be able to deal with him up until like 30 minutes plus. Nocturne, you will always be able to deal with him. Yasuo, up until 30 minutes plus. And then Senna, Lux, you will always be able to kill. So your main threats are going to be Yasuo and Jax, but we already know that you got fed during the early game, so Jax is not going to be a threat because he was the lanes that you were going against, and the only guy that you have to worry is Yasuo. So if you don't have to worry about any of these things, I don't feel like there's anything else that you have to be thinking about in terms of actually carrying this game, because all you have to do is just push a lane. If anyone comes in and defend, it's going to be more than good to go, because at the end of the day you're going to be facing a lot of 1v1s, a lot of 2v1s. If you're really good, if you're good enough, you're going to be able to pull them off, and even 3v1s if you're fed enough. So these are things that you have to acknowledge. So limit testing with your champion is going to be really important, and obviously I'm assuming that you do a lot because you have a lot of games playing with rengar. And not just that, but I've seen that you have a lot of different builds, which means that you kind of know different build paths and you can adapt to gameplay. So starting out in this game, obviously now we've already seen that there are no threats on that, so we're gonna go ahead and skip to the 15-minute mark. So what is your job? Your job is to push your lead. Well, you know, it's actually kind of very funny, so I'm just gonna put it backwards, you know, 21 seconds before you die. Oh wait, no. Okay, so we're gonna put it around here. This is the starting point. Wait, no, I want a point where everybody's alive. Boom, right here, everybody's alive, right? So as you can see, you are level 12 and Jax is level 9, Nocturne is level 10, Yasuo is level 9, Senna is level 8, and this guy should be even the same level or lower than Senna. So at the end of the day, you are 3 levels ahead of everyone. At least 3 levels ahead of everyone, or 2 levels ahead of everyone. So there's no way that these people should be able to kill you. There's no way. If you get killed by these people at this position, you are not doing okay. Obviously, if they all jump on you, it's going to be, you know, very difficult for you to run away. But at the end of the day, you should not be in a position where they can all jump on you. But this is where the mid game starts. So you've already built up an advantage, and now is the time to go for objectives. And this is basically the main cliche thing that everybody says. Oh, start playing for objective. But then how do we play for objectives? Wait, hold on. For objectives. How do we do this? Obviously, the first thing that we have to do is choose an objective that we want to be playing around. 2, set up around that objective, maybe with vision, pushing the wave, and many other things, maybe setting up picks. And then 3, make a play around the objective, right? So first tip, choose an objective, set up around the objective, and then make a play around the objective. Because at the end of the day, the purpose of the play that you're about to make is to get the objective. If you're about to make a play where you're not going to be able to get the objective, don't make it and keep up the pressure on the map. How do we keep up pressure on the map? Well, by pushing. The simplest thing that you can do to put pressure on the map is just push. What does happen? For example, right here, as you can see, everybody's going to go mid lane. Let's just assume that there's 4 people down here. 4 people here, 4 people here. No, sorry. 5 people here. Let's just say that it's a 5v5, right? Perfect. So if you go in a situation where you guys are aiming here and you decide, okay, I want to go for tier 2, if you go there, what do you think is going to happen? Either the enemy engages on you guys, or they back off because they need to defend against you in the top side. So these are the first thing that we need to be understanding. The pressure whenever you push makes the enemy react to the plays. And again, we're talking about silver here. Everything I'm saying is about silver, and all these things you can get up to platinum, because at the end of the day, this is basically macro game, and macro game is for every elo. But then once you start getting diamond and higher, then that's when you have to start thinking about these cute little things like jungle tracking, setting up vision, setting up traps, invading and stuff like that. Because at the end of the day, in my opinion, in silver, you don't have to be thinking a lot. It's just as simple as you do it, the better it is. So right here, you're pushing top lane, right? And this is very good because that means that you're playing around this tier 2 tower. But what's happening here? You just gave away a huge shutdown. Yes, you killed the Jax. Perfect. But remember that first thing, you're about to make a play to get the objective, but you just died. Right here. You just died for a kill, and this guy is already 1 and 5. There's no reason for you to get this kill because at the end of the day, you have enough gold already. You have more than enough gold. You don't need more kills. What you need is objectives. And even worse, you were making this play with 3,000 gold in your inventory. You're only as strong as how much gold you've spent on this game. And if you haven't spent anything because you just made a huge mistake with 2.7k gold before this play happened, it's just gonna cost you, because it's not just gonna give 1,000 gold to Jax, which is gonna make him incredibly harder to kill the next time, and it's gonna make you waste time, and that's time that you're not gonna be pressuring the map. And that time that you're not gonna be pressuring the map is time that you cannot farm, time that you cannot push, time that you cannot make a play. And that is the first huge mistake that you're making right here, because this is the play that should have come out of you not dying. And then you push, and then if anyone comes here, then you're either able to kill them and back off. So after that, you're gonna make it this play, boom, and then you're gonna die. Obviously, this would have been way easier if you have your other item. When you have around 2.8k gold around this point, this is more than enough for a second item. And if you make this play instead of actually with Sunder, but with 2 items, everything would be completely different. So you die here, and now let's count the time. By the way, death timers are in terms of levels. Since you're higher level than everyone here, your timer is going to be way higher. So let's just say that you took 35 seconds into death, obviously into your death timer. As you're going to be able to see, boom, boom, boom. Let's just fast forward it. Boom. Now here, you're almost done with your Black Cleaver, which is, you know, a very huge spike. And again, you know, you're still going out of the base with the 830 gold. And if you're snowballing this hard, I would have definitely not gone for the Black Cleaver, especially because they have no tanks. I would have definitely gone for something a little bit more aggressive, which could be a little bit cheaper. In terms of, you know, even 2.8k gold, 3,000 gold item or something like that. But then again, it's completely fine. You know your builds. But yeah, let's just say that you are alive at 1521. Check this out. It's going to take you okay, so you had TP there, right? So let's not take that into account. And then right here, now you're in the map at 1548. So 1548 minus 1521, it's going to be 27 seconds. So you were not on the map. You were not on the map for 1 minute and 2 seconds. And you could say, okay, it's just 1 minute and 2 seconds. Is that a lot? No. What's going to be a lot is the stacking up at this minute. Because now we know that every death is going to be a full minute without doing anything. So now, obviously, you're supposed to be making this play to make sure that you get this tower. And okay, you could say, but then, you know, what about Jax? Jax is taking this tower and he's coming back into the game. Yeah, that's true, but you're so far ahead that it doesn't really matter at this point. You're going to be able to just come back into lane even stronger. But you need to make sure that to give, you know, some form of purpose to this play. So you're going to go ahead and take this tower. So right now, again, there's no purpose on this because you don't have to do this. You can go towards mid lane, try to take this tower, because at the end of the day, your whole team got this tower. Or, since these people are all dead, you can just straight up keep pushing for tier 2 because these 2 people have to back because they were very low. But what are you doing? You're stealing the enemy jungle. This is not pressure on the map. You should be pressuring the map. Taking this jungle is not good enough. This tower is free. You should have been able to take it. And instead of actually getting one tower in the play, you should have been able to get 2 towers on that play, which will definitely open up the map to set up traps on the enemy jungle. But then you decided to take the jungle and then just retreat. Just waiting for another kill. And again, you're full HP. You're full... Well, not mana. Sorry about that. You're full HP. You're full of everything. And then you're going to make a play to go ahead and kill the Yasuo. Perfect. So let's just go ahead and take mid lane. We need to make sure to get mid lane. Okay, you're not going to be able to take mid lane, but then now you're going to go for Lux. You're going to go for Senna, which is okay. You should not be aiming that. Should not be BMing that. And notice, what did we get with this play? Just a couple kills. And the dragon. Okay, but then this dragon, you didn't have to force it out. It didn't have to be that complicated. All you had to do was just wait out for the dragon, just take it and then back off. But then again, you're killing everyone, but you're not getting significant objectives. You're not getting anything. You're just getting free kills. And again, the only thing that kind of worries me is the fact that you think that you need more kills for the gold and maybe the pressure on the map. But bro, you're 13-2 already. You don't need more gold. You don't need anything else. And this is why your CS numbers are going low, because you're staying on bushes, and yeah, you're picking up people, but you're not pushing waves, you're not getting objectives, you're not getting towers, and this is why your CS numbers are going way lower. So right here, again, you're gonna go ahead and try to punish the enemy jungler, which is not gonna be a huge thing, and now you're gonna go for another kill, which is not needed because you threw Herald here. Maybe just you save your ultimate, you push top lane, and then if Jax comes here, you kill him and then try to go for tier 2 while your teammates are pushing mid tier 1. And again, these are the plays that are killing you, because at the end of the day, you're not getting anything out of it. You're just going for kills. And okay, I'm actually very glad that in this game, everything that you're doing is working. But what is it going to happen when everything that you do doesn't work? Because I feel like all the advantages that you're getting on the mid game is just straight up on killing. And you shouldn't be focusing on killing. You should be focusing on pressure, on taking stuff down. These people already got that. You don't have to be here. You can go push top lane and get this tier 2. All we're doing here is, again, taking 1 tower when we could be taking 2 or 3. And even better, your teammates can get everything out of can get like everything done. But what are you doing? This is not needed. This is not needed, because at the end of the day, there's no purpose. You cannot get anything out of these 300 gold. This is just risking yourself. You are just risking yourself. You are at 4,000 gold in your inventory. This is not a good play to make, because at the end of the day, now your whole team is gonna die. And what are you gonna make about that? Hopefully you don't give another shutdown, and you did give away another shutdown. So your decision making is killing you. When you could have been able to take this tower and this tower, you didn't take anything, and now you took this tower, this tower, this tower, but then this tower should have been done. But then all you're doing is running around the map killing people. League of Legends is not about kills, it's about towers. You get kills so that you get gold, so that you get items, so that you can overpower the defenders of the towers, and you kill them so that you can get the towers. And then by tower, 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 you get this tower, you get this tower, you get this tower, you get these 2 towers and the nexus. That's how you win the game. You don't win by going 20-0 pre-20 minutes. That's not the way that we do. And you know why? Because there are 3 phases of this game. There's this early game, which is basically laning phase. There's the mid game, which is basically what's happening here. And then there's the late game. And here's the thing, just so that you didn't know. This is how advantages work. This is time, and this is advantage. Why like this? Because it gets to a point where you're gonna be level 18 with 6 items, where everybody else is gonna be okay. They're gonna be level 13 plus 3 items, right? Perfect. I don't know if it's realistic, but let's just say that it is like that. So you cannot grow higher, and the more time you let go, the enemy gets gold naturally, even if they're not farming. And all these mistakes that you're making, you're giving 1,000 gold to Jax, 1,000 gold to Yasuo, which is basically making them come back into the game even faster. You cannot grow higher than this. They can. They're going to get level 14. They're going to get level 15. They're going to get 16, 17, and 18. And once they're all level 18 plus 6 items, just like you, all the advantages that you took is down here because the game is even again. So if you start getting into the late game, which is basically the point where your peak starts going down, where everybody starts getting items, then that's when the game starts getting a little bit more difficult for you. Because at the end of the day, a 0-10 Vayne is not a threat when she only has Kraken Slayer. But then at 35 minutes, when the same 0-10 Vayne has Kraken Slayer plus Phantom Dancer plus Infinity Edge into GA into, I don't know, any other item that Vayne builds, now this is a scary Vayne, different from this Vayne. So what's the difference here? Time. And what are you doing with your time? You're wasting it because you're not making purposeful plays. So if you want to fix that, all you have to do is just an objective. Just push top lane. Oh, but what if they all come here and try to defend? Well, you rotate. You put that same pressure into the mid lane. But what if they rotate mid lane then? Well, you're going to be making them waste time through all these rotations. And even better, if you're just sitting here while you already push the lane and then they cross this path, you kill them, and then now they give you access to this tower for free. So you're opening up plays for yourself. But what you're doing here, you're not opening up plays for yourself. What you're doing is just basically killing everyone just because you can and you want to have fun. And again, this is another extra 1 minute and 30 seconds that you're wasting. And every little second counts. And what are we doing? We have no going for objectives. There's nothing we're actually going for. There's nothing we're actually playing for. And we're just risking death. What are you doing? Look at this wave. It's pushing back towards you. This wave is pushing back towards you. And you already almost got an inhib on this wave. So there's no real reason for you to be here. Especially because Rengar is not good in a 5v5 setup. You get stunned. And if you don't have your 4 Fury, it's going to be bad. You want to be in a 1v1 setup or a 2v1 setup. Especially in the jungle where you have bushes. So that you can kill everyone. And the main thing is that Rengar, you know, he thrives on these positions. So you're playing towards the weak side of Rengar instead of the strong side of Rengar. You're a very strong duelist or a strong assassin. You're not a very good team fight 5v5 player. And again, you could say that you're doing okay here because, you know, you're massively fed. But what is it going to happen when you're not? Look at the type of items that you're building just because you don't understand the strength of your champion. And again, I'm not saying that this is a bad build. This is a pretty good build. But at 22 minutes, when you're this strong, you're not supposed to be 5v5ing. You're supposed to be forcing objectives. You're supposed to be pushing this wave so that everybody comes and defends and you 1v5 them and get this tower and then they get this tower so that you're able to open up a space on the map. And not just that. People just tend to be like, oh, you know, I have 5 people here. What are my other teammates doing? Well, you know, you're winning the game for your own because at the end of the day, if you don't want your teammates to feed, this is basically the best way. Because if there's 5 people over you because you're strong, what are they going to die to? Towers? Minions? Well, you know, that would be pretty unlucky. And I would call that, you know, one of those games that, you know, there's nothing to be done. But all you're doing in my head, at least in this position, is basically trolling out your opposition because you're not even getting the inhib. You're not getting anything out of this map. All you're doing is just running around. What? You're taking enemy camps? Oh, congratulations. But then you should be pushing this. You should be pushing this. Maybe you should be getting this inhib instead of actually going to this fight. But all we're doing is just dying, and throwing up our lead. So yeah, how do we fix this? Obviously, make plays with purpose. Plays with purpose. So how do we make plays with purpose? You know, whenever you are in the mid game and you're fed, step 1, choose objective. Step 2, play around it. Set up vision, push waves, and wait for play. Whether it's Baron, whether it's Dragon, whether it's a tower. Obviously, you always want to be prioritizing towers during the mid game. And 3, you know, make a play and make sure to get an objective. Get objective. If you're about to make a play and you're not gonna get an objective, don't make it, because then you're risking death. You're risking wasting your time. It's gonna get 30 minutes plus. You're gonna die once. Your death timer is gonna be 60 seconds. The team is gonna be in a 4v5 setup for a whole minute. Your team is gonna get aced because once someone does someone stupid, the other 4 needs to follow up. This is a known theory in League of Legends. And your team is gonna get aced and you're gonna lose. And it's gonna happen like in this game where you go 28-10 and then you're frustrated because you couldn't win it. even when you were just strolling around. So yes, this game is entirely your fault. I could keep watching, but I'm just gonna know that you're just gonna be joining the clusterfuck, the fiesta, and everything. So I don't feel like there's gonna be any point in me analyzing it, because at the end of the day, the plays that we're about to make are not that. And then, you know, you cannot grow higher. You're almost level 18. You almost are full build. No one has even one item. But then, you know, what's gonna happen is that you're gonna get so much gold when you're full build that you don't even know which other item to build. They will. And, you know, it's going to get to that point where everybody's level 18 plus 6 items. You're going to realize that it's not easy for you to kill Jax anymore. It's not easy for you to kill Yasuo anymore. It's not easy for you to kill Nocturne anymore. Then you're going to go for Lux, which is a non-impactful player on the enemy team. And then you're just going to get killed. You're going to start flaming, and it's going to be pretty sad. So yeah, hopefully I did give you some resources so that you can actually start closing out your games, which is one of the most important things after you're after you're playing. And again, I'm not, you know, don't take it the wrong way. I feel like you're doing amazingly, especially knowing your champion. I would definitely tell you to keep playing Rengar. Your Rengar is actually very, very good. You know your combos, you know your builds, you know your damage, you know your stuff. It's about tweaking that little decision making during the mid game so that you can actually start carrying your games. So yeah, if you enjoyed this, please let me know. Please like and subscribe. And yeah, if you want more, you know, you can definitely check out on my other videos here. I definitely coach on Pro Guides too, if you want me to be one of your coaches. And yeah, hopefully you learned something from this. If not, then okay. All right, as always, stay healthy, drink lots of water, and have fun in the Rift, guys. See you in the next video.